You guys make me comfortable, actually. This is our vibe. But this song, oh, and when the bass hits, yo. Anyway, this is not R&B hangouts. Let me come back to myself. I'm from here, but you live in Vegas. Just got back in town for a much needed break. Nice. Okay. If I don't stop the music, I just won't stop. So I can vibe out later. I've been counting down for the session because, girl, you've been going through it mentally this week. Let's get you together, Rose. Okay. All right, I'm going to pray. Close your eyes, deep breaths, everybody. Make sure you're filling your whole stomach with air. Full breath out. It feels good. Spirit, we're so grateful. We're so thankful. This community is such a blessing to me. May we also be a blessing to each other. May the energy, the love, the hope, the resilience flow and circulate between us today. We erect a circle of protection around this energy, no interference here. We center on love. We bring this to a love-based perspective, radical love, liberatory love in this space. We expand ourselves in order to fully receive your wisdom, your counsel, your light in this moment. We ask the archangels to be at the four corners of this room to erect protection over this space. I'm so grateful that you allow me to be of service. I'm deeply grateful for the gifts that you've given me. And I ask that you would bless my mouth, bless my throat, bless my understanding. As I speak and share these words of wisdom with this community, may this be timeless. May it reach people where they need. May it go beyond the mind into the heart. And may the seeds that are in the heart grow and sprout and really build fruitful structures in our lives that can support ourselves and others for generations to come. We're so grateful. We're so grateful. We're so grateful. And as this full moon is here and we come together in this time, I pray what needs to go, what's already come to fruition and culmination be released. And this new cycle that we can move into be made clear in this moment. Ashe. I could pray all day. I'm not going to lie, like the vibes were just... I could have just kept going. Okay. Where shall we start? Yes to the radical love. That's what it's about. We're going to start with a full moon message. I think we should. I wanted to say as well that when it comes to full moon practices or observing full moons, I don't tend to call on, draw on, or work specifically with the energy of the moon itself, as in the physical planetary body. I like to think of moon cycles as transits, timekeepers, right? Energetic timekeepers. So in the same way that we have a concept of seasons. And for example, I was talking about really wanting to be able to do this tarot therapy outdoors when the summer comes, and I can be in the park, and then you guys can come over or come through after work, and you can bring snacks and we can like chill, and then I'll be online for those of you who are international still. But that's not something I could do right now, you know, where spring is peeking through, flowers, daffodils are back, but on the whole we're still in winter time. So there is a time in the season for everything, right? And I feel like the moon cycles also let us know the timing that we're in, the season that we're in, the energy that's opening and closing. So that's kind of maybe the focus for me here with us today on this full moon, is to understand where we are in the spiritual time cycle of things, what seeds now need planting, what we're moving into, what we're letting go of. So, before I do that, I have not typed what we're doing here. So let me do that now. Weekly. There we go. For those coming in comment. Cool. And I thought I would show you because I restocked today. Thank you so much to those of you who've been kind of blessing and supporting me by shopping. I restocked Love Galore. Ah, this is such a dope bath soak. Okay, so it is rose, amber, lavender, frankincense, cinnamon, and rosemary oils. It is Himalayan pink salt in here, and it's rose petals, cherry bark, yarrow, orange blossom, and cinnamon in this too. I love this. I also pray whilst I make these, and I feel like I don't just like grab a bunch of different ingredients that look or smell nice. For me, it's about understanding the properties of each and what they bring to it. Aisha says she loves Love Galore. So when I'm making the product, I'm praying whenever I'm using a specific ingredient to amplify and to bless you with the purpose of those ingredients, right? So that's Love Galore. Then I restocked Rest and Repair. I've actually added chamomile to Rest and Repair as well, which you can see at the top with Angelica root. And this has eucalyptus, cardamom, rosemary, ylang ylang, cypress, lavender. It has chamomile, Angelica root, and lavender flowers as well in here. I will say Rest and Repair is very medicinal. Okay, so if you want something that's more floral, more pleasure based, Love Galore. Rest and Repair is good literally for your immune system. It smells medicinal, okay? It's eucalyptus, it's cardamom, it's spicy and menthol. But I am big on baths, and I'm especially big on salt baths when I'm feeling a bit under the weather. So this is something I would use, and it's part of the reason I made it for you. So those are on the website if you want them. They're restocked and they're £5 each. Okay, I believe I'm shipping internationally as well, for those of you who aren't in the UK but want to get it. Right, so products down. I should say that I am taking private clients as well. For those of you who want a full 30-minute session with me, those are available on my website, nicoleblack.com/shop. But generally, one of the things that's been a blessing I'm finding is doing the tarot readings by donation. They're ad hoc. I can't tell you specifically when I'm going to do it, but as Spirit calls me and says, go through, I will. Oh, Aisha said she used Rest and Repair yesterday. Community, best sleep ever. My respiratory system opened up as soon as I sat in the tub. That's what's up, okay? That's what's up. That's what it's for. I'm glad that it's working in the exact way that it should. And one of the things I'm doing at the moment as well when I'm making products is making sure that I make for myself, because often I feel like those of us who are creative and self-employed, we do so much outgoing service, and then of course if you want to make a profit, you're selling most of what you make. But I'm like, actually, I want the fruit of my hands to be a blessing to me too. So I made sure I made myself a Love Galore and myself a Rest and Repair today. So I will use probably both this week. Ooh. Okay, so King of Wands, like, just want it to come out. All right, we're going to keep it. Deep breaths, please, everyone. So what do you want to say to us about this full moon in Virgo energy? What's the message that we can embody at this time? Nice. New foundations. Oh, 2 Virgo cards came out. I want a crystal. I bought this amethyst today, but I'm not going to use it because I haven't had time to cleanse and set it. But you can see it's actually got, I don't know how clearly you can see that, but it's got green bits to it in it as well. But this is amethyst, and it's got chevrons on the back. Beautiful, but that needs cleansing and setting, so I'm not going to use that. Smoky quartz and malachite apparently today. Into green, okay? I'm just into green for the heart chakra. That's my smoky quartz. Okay, messages. The message I'm feeling, we got King of Wands, like I said, that came straight out. The message I'm feeling from the King of Wands is freedom. Definitely been liberated from something. Open road, I feel. Also seeing a hurdle. So I feel like the message is that we're untethered, is the energy. We're definitely untethered. I love this, Spirit, thank you. And we're like just we're just setting out on this road of freedom and liberation. And I feel like there are still things that I'm gonna have to Paul clarifies, there's still things we're overcoming, that we're literally stepping over, leaping over in this direction of freedom, but we have been freed. What have we been freed from, Spirit? Deep breaths whenever you see me shuffling. It's a lot of cards, but I'll take it. Confirmation, victory card here. Three of Pentacles, we're able to build. This is community energy too. I feel like building together as a community, collaboration energy here. The Death card, look at this, can't make it up. Definitely, this is the freedom, this is the liberation, this is endings. Six of Swords, moving forward, look. But it didn't answer me what from. I guess it's going to be different for all of us, but I do kind of want a sense generally. What are we moving from? What's ended? Whew. Ah. Three of Swords, High Priestess. This is a deep one. Hold on. I feel like so much pain has come through following our intuition. Wow. Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant, literally. This is making the inner world, the spiritual space external, right? Setting up our lives according to those belief systems and perspectives, creating rituals for ourselves, practices for ourselves, okay, holding ourselves accountable spiritually. But in so doing, we've been hurt. Some of you, this is family, like living your truth has caused pain, separation, disconnection in your family. Some of you living your truth has been literal heartbreak, whether it's leaving relationships or it's really honoring how you feel about somebody and the pain of that. There's just been so much pain, I feel, that came through living our spiritual truths, and I feel like it's because of the grid, the matrix grid that we live in, because of the way that the systems, the society, the cultures that have developed are here to subordinate and abuse us, to be honest, and to keep us small and disconnected spiritually. And so literally, like, it is going against the grain. Like a saw, pain, so much pain. But we're actually breaking through, we're breaking past the threshold, the pain threshold. I love that. Because, you know, like if you're working out, or there's a point where you kind of get past that pain, or you get your gains, let's say. Doris says, oh God, tears. We give thanks, man. Let those tears cleanse you. We have broken through past the pain threshold now. I also feel like for many of us, our focus is not having to create or learn from pain. So this is an affirmation of that. Yes, Spirit, I received that, man. We don't have to suffer. We're breaking through the, what would I call it? The conditioning, the programming of like the crucifixion, right? Having to suffer for our spiritual truths. Ashes, resonate with everything you say every single time. Blessed to have you here. It's always beautiful to show up. Always, always, always. I can't tell you how much I love this. Wheel of Fortune. This is literally the doors opening up. The gates opening for us. This is us about to ride through. We do have obstacles though, just like you can see this horse about to gallop over the fire here. We have obstacles in the form of Nine of Swords. This card's called Cruelty. This is on the mental level, stress, anxiety, being tied up, bound in the mind. Let's just see kind of what obstacles we're facing. Like I said, this is like a last hurdle. Hope. Ace of Wands in the Sun card. I see you, I see you. The thing is, there is already a spiritual new beginning. You can see we've started out with two fire energies here, right? So things happening on the spirit level. The new beginning is already initiated, already started, already established in the spiritual. The Sun card would be the expression, the expansion of the Ace of Wands, right? So see the Ace of Wands like almost like one of these rays. The Sun takes that spiritual energy and expands it outwards through the identity, through the soul, through the persona, through us as our in our lives, right? This is the ego energy too. Leo card, Sun rules Leo. But this is also about hope, faith, and optimism, because we may still be carrying kind of stress. Libra here is also a fire horse. I love it. We could be carrying stress and fear about the pain that we've been through in the past. And so our main obstacle at the moment is maintaining hope and faith that that which has been started on this spiritual will manifest physically for us, that it won't, these seeds won't die. Yeah. Because this is what we're used to feeling. Having to walk away from that which was already created. Having to, with the Eight of Cups, there's something already established here, and then there's the departure from that, and there's this feeling of having to abandon or leave things unsaid, undone, incomplete. Feels like a harvest that wasn't fully reaped. Like, this is what's circulating in our hearts right now. The spirit's like, that's not the story that you're living in right now, because you have the Three of Cups with the Six of Cups. There's two aspects of joy here. This is joy and communion in terms of community, being able to come together with people in celebration of something happening, coming into fruition, right? This is celebration after the fact. This is being able to call your friend and say, it happened, I got that job, I'm moving here. It's the good news energy. But the Six of Cups is also talking about that childlike hope and faith, and that childlike ability to receive what is good. Before children are, and it breaks my heart to be honest that we talk about the innocence of childhood, but I really feel that there's barely any innocence when children are born here. There's so much wounding and pain and trauma. But before we entirely contort our children in this culture, they are so receptive, they're so open, they're so willing to believe. And I feel like with this Six of Cups energy here, it's kind of like I'm also feeling the Ace internally. It's like having that faith that spirit will give you, like that promise will come, it will be good, that childlike joy. The Four of Cups and the Nine of Cups is here, so you can see we're getting a lot of Cups energy. I felt like this was a weird moon for Virgo, because I felt like it was very emotional for Virgo moon, and Virgos feel, obviously all the signs feel, but Virgo tends to intellectualize the emotions. So I was interested that I was in a super feeling space today. But with these two cards, this is talking about, well, the first word I heard was rest, to be honest. With this Four of Cups, it's called luxury in this deck. This really is rest. And I feel like I give God thanks, because for 2020, like I keep saying, I'm leaning into working differently, resting more, taking my time, none of this burnout energy. So this is saying that you can have rest, you can have pleasure, you can have satisfaction, you can have joy. And I feel like it is really important as we move into in this new cycle, not to see those things as excess or optional or additional, right? They're not to be seen as a bonus that you get. Like having nice things for yourself shouldn't just be like, I'm going to treat myself. It should start to be weaved in as the norm, as the ordinary, as the primary setting. You deserve. But also I feel like it's not even a matter of deservingness. It's literally how you experience God. Like pleasure is a form of how you experience the divine, and you need to allow that fully, 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 fully. Note as well the full moons on these cards. And then after those two full moons, we get the two Virgo cards, Queen of Pentacles and the Hermit. Virgo on Virgo. So let's see what Spirit wants to say to us about this Virgo energy. It's Mercury, actually, specifically. Woof! Felt that. Felt that. It's also healing. Wow. Yeah, we've been waiting. I see you. Look at that. And then Hermit again. So, hold on a second. I just want to organize how I want to express this message. Got 2 10s here, 2 3s. Look at this. Look, look, look. 2 10s. Completion of that cycle. 2 3s being the creativity, the opening of the new one. And then we've got the 9 with the 9. 2 hermits. Okay. Just like the 2 moons. All mirrored. Really beautiful. The message here is that I feel we've been growing old. Literally, but spiritually. Not necessarily in the most positive way, right? So we may have started out as this Queen of Pentacles, hopeful, faithful, diligent, working hard, applying ourselves, being in the body, being, you know, physically focused, like focus on our material experiences, our day-to-day lives. And as we've been waiting to manifest or working on things, or like I said, living according to our spiritual truths, I feel like there's just been this delay energy where we may be feeling like we've become an old woman, quote unquote, in the process of going down the journey of our purpose, right? We may be feeling like time has been passing us by, or we're late in life or late in the process. That is also confirmed by the 3 of Wands here, but this is also specifically Mercury energy for how it's coming through for me. This 3 of Wands speaks to the waiting that we've been doing, waiting to see return on our investment. But this is also the communication, but what I feel like is it's literally communication with God. It feels like prayers that have gone out that we may feel have gone unanswered. Right? That we sent that voice up, we sent those intentions out, we requested, we prayed for help, whatever it was, and then we were like, yo, I didn't hear anything back, fam. Okay. And so we feel like while we've been waiting on God or waiting on these things to come into fruition in our lives, we've been growing old. So this is why also we have this 10 of Swords and this 10 of Wands, because I feel like you might not be feeling both. It could be one or the other. There's going to be kind of exhaustion, burnout, futility, almost like feeling like, what's the point? You know how we had this Ace of Wands earlier with the Sun, and I was talking about this spiritual new beginning, and then this what's the point energy here, you know, like just drop it all on the ground, giving up. And then the 10 of Swords being like, how much more pain can I endure? How much more hurt must I go through? How much more learning through pain must I do on this journey? These are these 2 energies here. But the repeated Hermit is really speaking to healing. It feels very medicinal to me. It feels like the wisdom of how to heal oneself. And I'll talk about this because I tweeted about it this morning. And I said that slow, gentle, solo orgasms as a way to gently ease emotional pain, 10 out of 10, I would recommend it, right? That's what I said, because that's what I did this morning. And I feel like it's like using the Hermit's wisdom to know how to care deeply for the self and care deeply for the body, how to give the body its medicine, okay? How to give the body, like I said, calling on the fruits of the earth, the herbs, the plant medicine, the food, the movement, the sun, the being in the woods, like it's all that earth, going into what the earth has to give you to heal yourself. And I'll say, particularly when I don't use the word masturbation specifically because I feel like it has specific connotations. I don't think there's anything wrong with masturbating. It just wasn't the frame. It's not what I wanted to call to mind, because I felt like also with this healing work that you do with solo sex, right? It's important, in my opinion, to not have a visual aid, okay? So no porn, okay? It has to be fully involved with yourself, connected to yourself, connected to your spirit, and being able to feel where in your body your emotional wound is, like where is that, and being able to soothe and direct that energy there. Also recognizing the core beliefs, okay, whether it's abandonment, I'm unwanted, whatever it is, the messaging that's internal, and using the reverse engineering it, right? Like using affirmation as you climax around who you are, what you deserve, what you receive, like ease yourself. That's how my Monday started. So it is the wisdom of the hermit, okay? Heal thyself. Heal thyself. And then we have the Empress. As we go through this healing transformation in the body, we come back into this kind of fruitfulness, this flourishing. The body flourishes, it finds its equilibrium, okay? It is this internal sacred space that we create for ourselves where we sit deeply. As you can see, she's literally sat. We sit deeply within ourselves, holding space, deeply connected to ourselves, who we are, what we have to give in this world. And what I would say, I was thinking about this, I think it's interesting that this has come out. What I was thinking about is that I am having to lean more deeply into the feminine energy than I ever have in my life before. Ever. You know, I have come to the understanding that I can be very masculine oriented, in the sense of I am about strategy, action, planning, okay? Like getting things done. So externalizing, okay? I keep saying the feminine energy is the receptive energy, okay? Taking in, being in the inner space. The masculine energy is what goes out, what gives to. So I'm a let's get it done, let's make it, okay? Like you guys were like, okay, get a t-shirt with what's underneath that. Bam, I'm back with the t-shirt. Masculine energy. I take action on things, I get it done. Cool. But mastering the feminine energy, yo, this is a stretch and a push for me, because what this is really about is no action. This is genuinely non-action, okay? This is allowing things to be cultivated, created through the magnetic, right? Being in the spiritual space, being in the internal space, the emotional space, the intuitive space, and literally calling things in, sensing them, feeling the shifts and the changes, waiting for things to materialize, not going out and making them happen. It is literally knowing they're all coming to be, and then stepping into that. Not me. I don't do that. I get things done. Like, so this whole non-action, trust, faith, rest, play, creativity, pleasure, really being in the non-mental intellectual space and more in the movement and the creativity space. And this is all new, and I'm challenging myself to fully embrace it so that I can bring balance, right? Because I can bring balance to my masculine temperament. And this is our you came in at the right moment, Amber. Um, this is our call right now. This is our requirement. This is also what this Virgo full moon is asking of us as we move into this next season. And it's really interesting because yesterday feels like yesterday. Last year was a 3-year feminine energy, okay? Empress, you can see the 3-year. This year is a 4, it is Emperor, more masculine energy. But I truly believe it is about building on the feminine. It's not like ditching the feminine energy and moving into the masculine, right? So work, discipline, duty, responsibility, action, all of its own. It's like bringing that to the feminine energy. Okay, so bringing them together, not ditching one for the other. And that's why I said in my newsletter, if you're not already subscribed, you should subscribe on my website, NicoleBlack.com. At the bottom of the page, you can subscribe to my newsletter. And I said in the newsletter that one of the things that we needed to be disciplined about this year, more so than kind of external accolades and, you know, achievements, which are important, but was actually being disciplined about ourselves, right? How we show up for ourselves, nurturing ourselves, like literally being disciplined around the building blocks of the internal self, and not taking this full energy to mean that we need to be caught up in the racing and the competitiveness that is part of the dominant culture. The full energy should take the lead from the feminine of what needs to be created, what the soul is saying, and then build on that. That makes sense. So that's our messages, so full moon messages. Next we will do, oh, I want to move my foot. I had my leg in the place that was a little uncomfortable there. I'm going to have some water. Hydrate if you haven't. Have some water or whatever else you're drinking. Next we'll do what's unconscious that needs to be made conscious for us this week. Picking my jaw off the floor right now. The angel guys are really getting at me. I'm glad. Should I? I'm going to reshuffle these cards back into the deck. So as I shuffle, just want to say thank you to everyone who sent me love offerings, donations. It is a great support to me. Like I keep saying, I just love the shift that has been showing up to do the tarot therapy. When I was saying as well, like that showing up and being consistent, I was thinking to myself that it's easy to be consistent, or easier to be consistent when you're in alignment, right? When you're in the flow of what's right for you, Empress energy. And I'd said again in my newsletter last year that they wanted me to show up on a weekly basis in a kind of teaching capacity, and that I wasn't to kind of charge for it. It wasn't meant to be something I was like doing as a class that was like you paid first. And I didn't really know how that was gonna materialize, and I felt maybe a lot of pressure and a lot of fear around consistency, because that can be a wound for me, like starting things and then not being able to sustain them. And so I just organically started coming on live, and we're 6 weeks in. And it's easy for me. I love being here, and I feel like, you know, the consistency comes. So for me, the shift this year is around showing up, holding space, and letting it be a fruitful and easeful give and take exchange, right? So that whilst money is important, it sustains me, it allows me to do this. It's not always at the front of the game, you know, and so that's why I'm super grateful for those of you who do give when and what you can. If you would like to support me, the messages resonate, you just want to donate or tip me in any way, you can do so. Leonor at NicoleBlack.com. My email. I'll put the link in the description. It's also if you're on Instagram, links in my bio, or Cash App ID is Leonor Nicole Black. Right. What's unconscious that needs to be made conscious? Sandy says she loves my lip color. This is Fenty. Uncensored. Love it. Had it for a little while. Might as well re-up while you're asking me about it. When I went to Granada with my friend, also it stays really well. I love a liquid lip, and I feel like it lasts. And I've had this several months, and I wear red lip a lot, and you know I've got a lot of surface area. Okay, so it's dope. It's the most expensive lipstick I've ever bought, but totally worth it. Like I would not hesitate to buy it again. Yeah, when I was in Granada with my friend, she had it, and I was sold on it from then. So yeah, it's my favorite red. So we're now doing, Malika says, love you being here. Thank you for being with us. We're now going to do what's unconscious that needs to be made conscious. Deep breath, please. feel like I'm supposed to switch. After all that shuffling, they were like, not that deck, girl. Okay, cool. We are switching to, I don't remember what this is called. Oh, I do, here it is. This is Energy Oracle cards. Feeling like hungry-ish. I ate already. I want to eat again. I wonder if I'll be ovulating soon. I see you. Deep breaths, everyone. What's unconscious that needs to be made conscious. Getting a lot of chakra energy today. Hostilities is back. I roll. Okay. Well, do you know what I like about doing the weeklies and seeing repeating cards? It really does help us like track the energy. Sinead said she just grabbed her food. What are you eating? It tracks the energy. It helps us track the energy, see what's like still here. So one of these weeks when we don't get hostilities, we'll be able to celebrate, okay? Because we'll be through that section, that season. I'm just going to clarify these messages. Should I do them one by one? Well, let me clarify hostilities first. What are these hostilities? Feels like jealousy. Yeah, because the energy that's come up is all really good. Could not be better energy. Let me switch decks. I want to understand why that's there. Why do we have hostilities? It feels like it's not even affecting us. Yeah, it's external energy. Yeah, it's external. Because we got victory again. We're good. That's great. The hostility is not really, I don't think it's going to be specific to us. It's going to be things other people are experiencing likely. Could also be on the more collective cultural shift, societal level. Let me just clarify. Okay, so this week is going to be big on the intuition. Nice. There's some love coming through too. All right. First card is patience. So this really just comes off the back of what we were talking about before, where it's about not losing faith in what is already established in the spiritual that now needs to be anchored into the physical, become made known in the day-to-day experience. Okay, so this is about not giving up, not feeling like you always end up having to walk away or leave something, right? Like this is stay in the distance, go in the distance, being patient with the processes of what is coming through in your life. We also have Healer of the Ages. You know, I don't like this White Jesus card, but I accept the message. So this is talking about this is really just an echo of what we talked about before with the Virgo moon energy and that healing of the physical body. But I feel like when you take care of the physical, it allows things to happen on the energetic level, right? The astral body, the emotional body, all those other layers to you that you are not visible to the naked eye. When you are taking care of the physical, the flesh suit, it allows equilibrium to come so that the physical body is better able to cope with the healing that needs to happen on a deeper level. So, you know, in previous weeks I've talked about shifting in the sacral chakra, or I know for me, part of the heart healing that I have to go through is that I get a lot of chest pain, like literal chest pain, because of how broken my heart has been. And so it's like supporting the body so that there is room and resilience to receive the energy that comes in to clear things out. Okay, so really taking care of the physical, so that, and that means sleeping, that means resting as well, so that the body has space to integrate the spiritual healing that needs to happen. Falafels and salad, yum. Nice and healthy. We also have seventh chakra. So this actually to me is a confirmation of what I was just talking about the healing that comes from the high levels. It's not anything that you need to, let's say, actively participate in. It's more going to go on. You just need to hold space to allow for it. Also, because I said there's a lot of intuitive messages, make sure you're listening to your prompts. So one of the reasons that I went and got that amethyst is because I dreamt about amethyst and needing to get some. And I had amethyst in my house, and for some reason I cannot find it anywhere. So I knew that I was meant to get a new amethyst crystal to kind of work with the new energy that needs to come through for me. So if you're getting prompts around things that you need to do to support the spiritual healing, make sure that you're doing that, because a lot of it, crown chakra hair, is going to come directly down. Okay, it's not going to have to be you actively doing things. It's going to be just literal receiving. So create space in the body to hold for that. I think also be mindful of your environment. Okay, don't have things in the environment that are going to be distorting the healing. It's just what I talked about, using the orgasm, the sex energy to heal yourself emotionally. And then when you're doing that, I'm not anti-porn for the record, but when you're doing that specific kind of healing work, not using porn, in the same vein, if you're receiving spiritual healing, then you want to make sure that the environment that you're in, as much as is within your control, is not jarring to that process. Okay, so bear that in mind, take that as it resonates. Rose has definitely been getting prompts to rest and meditate. Definitely give that to yourself, and I know that you work very hard, so where possible. Before we come to that, like I said, High Priestess hair. Okay, so a lot of intuitive prompts or directions around what we need in terms of our healing at the moment. Again, a confirmation of moving into a new cycle. So that's what's coming up as well. I was going to ask for the timing, but I won't. That's just me being controlling, Virgo. But in terms of what is unconscious that needs to come up, we will start to see the evidence of the new cycle that we're in this week and beyond. Okay, so in weeks to come. We also had the Knight of Cups. For some of you, this is just support. Okay, just feeling like at that critical moment, someone comes through and offers you assistance, right? Offers to help you with something, I don't know, help you with your food shopping, or help you with that project, or go with you to the gym. I don't know, like it's like this energy of someone just coming in to support. For others of you, this is love coming through, and this is a healing love. I want to go deeper, but I'm not going to. I'll do separate love messages. I think we'll just focus on love specifically. I'll come back to it. And then the strength card here, the Leo energy, this is really about bringing all of that healing, all of that goodness into the body, into the self. Okay, so this is you being the container, your personality, your soul, your purpose, all of that being the house of that healing, being the house of that positive energy, of that vibration, of that gift. Okay, you are it. So you are God embodied, and so you're allowing all of this gorgeous healing to happen. So I'm going to pick up the cards. Okay, all of this wonderful healing to happen so that you can move out into the world and be the expression of that. Now we have the sacral chakra here. It's come up for us quite often. Let's just see what that's about. Deep breaths. Why do we have the sacral chakra? Interesting. So we do have Kali here, goddess of destruction. I feel like this is, again, the clearing out of the sacral chakra will continue this week. It depends on where you are in your spiritual journey, how intensely you'll feel that. Again, I personally feel lots of that has been cleared for me already, which is why I can use the sacral chakra today, this morning, for healing. But there will be more clearance, more balancing out of that energy, your sex energy, your creativity, your pleasure center. We have goddess of wisdom, Athena here. So I also feel like there is the reason that you're being encouraged to go into joy and go into pleasure is because there is literal wisdom that comes through that. So you're used to learning through suffering. To be honest, that's been the programming that we've lived in. But we can also find wisdom in pleasure, rest, and play. And so that's what this sacral chakra message is about for us, is that we're leaning, okay, that full card, this new cycle, is also about liberating us from the suffering, learning by suffering programming. Okay, so a new foundation here where we can learn through pleasure and ease and rest. We also have the communion card here as well. This is lover's energy. I want to ask something about that. I feel like there's a reopening of the sex energy. Yeah. We have the Seven of Swords, okay, King of Cups and King of Wands. So I feel like as we sit in the feminine energy, there had to be a boundary, a distance, and a separation for many of us of the sex energy. This might be in the form of celibacy. How else might it have been? I don't know actually. I can only think of it through celibacy. You might have to see how it resonates for you, the message. But I feel like the sex energy, so this might be just specific for some of you in the room or watching this wherever you are, that there was some distortion, some lack of truth, some lack of courage in the sex relationships we were having. And so there was a need to kind of step away from that. But I do feel that energy opening back up with communion here. And with the King of Cups and the King of Wands, it's like a balancing out, okay? So both let's say the sacral chakra and the heart chakra both open. So this is not just sex for pleasure, this is sex that is also for love and healing. Okay, so both aspects, heart open and the sexual energy open together, flowing together. Because we've got two kings, masculine energy too, don't get caught up on the gender. This is about you being given to. Remember, you're sitting in the Empress energy if you're watching this. So this is about you being given to in terms of sex, right? Healing that comes through open-heartedness and open sexuality. So nice sacral chakra energy for us. I will just ask for those of you who are in long-term commitments and partnerships. Feeling really drawn to green suddenly as I said that. Green on the feet, it was like a message about the sacral chakra helping to balance out the root chakra. It's kind of how it's coming through. So if you're having security issues, safety issues, money issues, and you're in a long-term committed partnership, I feel like going into the play in the sex energy is going to help to stabilize that. I think one, because it will secure and solidify your union better. I feel like it's reversing the fear that comes from the unstable root chakra. And I feel like it's going to stimulate creativity that can help you resolve financial issues or security concerns, safety concerns. Yeah, you've got you've got Three of Cups and Queen of Cups. For those of you in committed partnerships, okay? So open up to pleasure and play in the sanctity of your relationship. Okay, so don't let the tasks of being a worker or a partner or a parent overcome the time that you're setting aside to be intimate with your partner. Okay, and then the last part of this part of the message around what's unconscious that needs to be made conscious. Like I said, we got hostilities. This is really in the background though. To be honest, I feel like if you can see in this card, this light in the back, I feel like we're back here. I'm not Ribena. Is that your name? That's hilarious. You said this is really resonating. I'm glad. I feel like we're back here, back in the light, back in the. We've moved on. like I said, we've been liberated, unleashed, but I feel like this hostility energy is actually the current political and cultural climate. I think that's what's really going on in the world. So since that's come up, let me just ask a little bit about that. On the broader matrix level, collective spirit. Yeah, a lot of instability around decision making, a lot of instability around the future. Choices need to be made to bring in peace. What's happening on that broader collective level? What's interesting though is the Princess of Wands is coming through with the Six of Cups. And I feel like for the broader collective, for the broader culture, some of this hostility and instability, particularly around what comes next, is opening up the energy for people to awaken to their soul and to their greater connectedness to all that is. So I feel like most of the culture is selfish, self-interested, and narcissistic. But I feel like the fear that's coming out from the hostilities in the world at the moment is causing people to recognize their connectedness to each other and to everything, the way things impact. So even if we think about the coronavirus, right, the way that moves around the world, people talking about, I saw a post that was like, if you go to the shop and you buy all the hand wash or the hand sanitizer, you do recognize that other people need to wash their hands too, or you will get sick by them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we all need to wash our hands then. And so it's that sense of like, you're not just you in the world, but you are impacted by everybody else. It's like a spiritual awakening too, to the juvenile nature of how people have been living, right? Being spiritually immature. I feel like that's what's coming through. This hostility energy. Anything else? Also solutions. Oh, no, don't end. I don't want that one. Okay, hearts. Except my heart. I love seeing hearts down the side. It makes me joyful. I got kicked off before I could tell you I was going to be kicked off. It's like they were like, you trying to talk about the political cultural climate. Nah. So this is creative solutions here, being able to move forward. Sweet says, how do you send hearts, bro? I got hearts for you. I feel like it's on the bottom right hand corner or something. I feel like it. I don't know. Someone else who's like watching needs to type in and say how you send the hearts. This is creative solution, being able to move forward together. Okay, so this is like thinking outside of the box, working outside of the primary systems that we have. Not resource short though. It's not necessarily around like having, it's not even a resource message. It's actually around using our inherent genius and creativity and how we work together to bring well, I can see his hearts now. I love it. To bring us forward into, I don't like speaking these words, a new paradigm. Virgo, let's keep it practical, like but it is like we have to work together, and we have to have creative solutions collectively. So I feel like for some of us we will be more in a leadership role, because I hate to put it this way, and it's not really hierarchical, but we are ahead of the curve. That's why I said we're in the back in this light and in this mist in some ways, as in like we're, it's not that we can't see it, it's that we have a different perspective or different vantage point than what is going on in the world in the front here. So as people wake up to, like I said, the juvenile nature, the narcissism, the selfishness, the level of true connectedness that we have in this world, they need communities to come to. And they need communities, if I'm being honest, that aren't new age and woo-woo, okay, that aren't just like law of attraction and just manifest your best life, right? They need, it's so funny because I had a dream, was it last night? The days run into one. I had a dream, I had many dreams, and in one of the dreams I dreamt about Jeanette from Inner Sun Alchemy, who you should follow. She's dope. She's on Instagram, and sometimes she's in the room when she can be. But In the dream, she's in the US, but she came to London and she was doing an event. I was also doing an event, but I was across the hallway, and I said to her that in my event it was some kind of like crisis or relief work. That's what I was doing. And I feel like that's what I mean around us creating communities that aren't just like manifest your best life and law of attraction. We need to create communities that people can find relief, crisis relief, supporting, that roots down into the real experiences they're having in their lives. Okay, so whether that is domestic violence or recovering from forms of trauma or um careers advice, whatever it is, like that, those things all belong in our spiritual communities. It's not, they're not meant to be kind of some separate part and we live one part of our lives in the spiritual clouds and then the other part, it shouldn't be disconnected like that. So these creative solutions are about us coming together as gifted, skilled people and creating those infrastructures, those frameworks, those communities of healing and of creativity that have the spiritual perspectives as the foundation and the root, right? So like when I prayed when we started and I said love-based perspective, it's doing all the things that we need or the outreach work that we need, but from a love-based perspective that is rooted in our spiritual truths. Okay, that's what is required. Sinead said that's what I've been trying to put together. I said, great, this is what we need to be working on. And so like when I was clarifying the messages, right, when we saw hostilities, and I was like, well, our energy is great, okay, because we've got Page of Cups here. So this is talking about the unconditional love and the unconditional connectedness that we all have, our willingness to give, obviously with boundaries, but there is something unbounded about this kind of love because it can't be exhausted, is how I feel, right? It's a source that never runs dry. So us really being open and generous in our spirituality and in our capacity to love. We also got Seven of Pentacles. I feel like this is us having a lot of worth, built up, having a lot that we've invested in ourselves and others, and being able to start reaping the rewards of that collectively as a community. We got Eight of Wands. So like I said, we are liberated and moving forward. So this is a confirmation of that energy that as we move forward, we don't do so alone, that we're willing to lift others up and bring others on that journey with us. We got Ace of Wands. The biblical scripture just came to me. I can barely remember it, but it's something like they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall walk and not faint. They shall run and not get weary. Woo, girl. I told you I don't read the Bible like that. I'm amazed I remembered that. But this is this Ace of Wands energy, okay? It's like renewing the spiritual source, okay? Not growing tired and weary spiritually, but that the more that we live and execute our spiritual power, the more our strength is renewed, the more our resources is renewed, the more our strength grows. Okay, and we have this Nine of Cups and this Four of Wands. Okay, so this is our collective spiritual community, the foundation that we build on. That is, this card often is actually the card of hospitality. It's how we care for each other and allow others to move forward. So like I said, we're not leaving people behind. Now listen, I'm also not saying, you know, drag people kicking and screaming. Like those who want to stay in the hostility energy, the matrix is set up for them, okay? And that's what they'll be doing. But people who are waking up and like, I don't want to live this shitty life, okay? This life that is full of pain and trauma and disease and separation and sexual abuse. Like, I don't like this. Those are the people that we need to be connecting with and bringing with us, because we are on this journey. Okay, we've got momentum because we've been, let's say, in the game for a minute. Hey Grace. But they are needing support. I often say this card really has refugee energy to me, right? It's like people coming from war zones, conflict environments. Yes, they're moving forward, but they still need care and support. And so that is our role as communities. For those of you who are just coming in, I will post this in my YouTube channel because I'm usually here for an hour and a half every week. So I'll post it to YouTube likely tomorrow, and then you can kind of catch up on what you missed. Okay, so that is what's unconscious that needs to be made conscious. A lot of community energy coming through this week. I feel like more will come of that in weeks to come as I keep showing that we'll get more guidance, more directives around how we can take action on those community messages. But for now, we need to just be acknowledging and preparing ourselves for that responsibility, like knowing that's the vision for community. Okay, so like I said, feminine energy, holding that vision, charging that vision, setting that intention, knowing that's what we want to create, and then allowing those opportunities to make that happen come through. So we're going to do love messages now. I'm going to use the Romance Angels. I do like these cards. Like I said, they're a little light, as in Lite, but sometimes you don't need a deep, heavy message. Okay, sometimes a light message is cool, and if it needs to go deep, you know I'll clarify. So we're doing pick a card. So number 1, 2, or 3. I know some of you don't want to pick number 3 now. Inside joke, number 3 tends to be the heavier message, but I don't know what's coming out because I haven't pulled the cards. I'm literally shuffling them now. So tune into your intuition. Number 1, number 2, number 3. I'm also going to choose what resonates with you. Well, what resonates with me, but you choose what resonates with you. You might also decide after I pull the cards, that's okay too. Number 3 is the first thing that came to you. I don't know, it might not be like that this week, but for the past few weeks, number 3, you guys have been in pain. Okay, I know what number I am. Just give it 2 more shuffles and then we'll pull. And you instantly thought about 3. Well, 3 is the number for you. Rose is laughing. Okay, I'm pulling. Group number 1, please, Spirit. Messages, love messages. Okay. Group number 2. No, I need to, I wasn't ready for that. That was not the message. I just pulled for the sake of that. I wasn't even, I wasn't listening. Deep breaths, everyone, especially number 2s. What do you want to say to number 2 about love, Spirit? Wow, there you go. Told you that card I took out was not the message. Okay. Group number 2. Okay. I'm trying not to react because let's see, group number 3. Group number 3. Love messages for group number 3, please, Spirit. Do you know what? Group number 3, you do still have the heaviest message, but it's lighter than previous weeks, okay? It's not as heavy as previous weeks have been. I do want to pull one more from you from this deck. Yeah. I'm going to clarify with an oracle deck. Let's use this one. I feel like that was a bit disobedient. They wanted the other one, but I wanted this one. Cool. All right. Love messages for group 1. We're doing pick a card if you've just come in. So choose a number, 1, 2, or 3. Okay, these are all your cards, group 1. Okay. Group 2. A lot of cards, but I'm going to take them. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. And then group 3. I'm all much lighter this week. So that also, I think, confirms this new energy. Ooh, sorry. Group 3. I spoke too soon. A lot of cards here. Well, you do have victory at least, okay? All right. Yeah, you're still working on some stuff, group 3. I'll come to you. All right. Group 1, let's start with you. To also switch to 1 and got a bunch of cards still. Okay, you got good energy, group one. Okay, you've got flirt and you've got true love. Okay. Okay, flat. I'm laughing at Grace. That card is made for me. Give it to me, sis. Victory. You've got flat and true love. I feel like this is an encouragement. I want to hold some crystals. I feel like this is an encouragement, group one. You need to be lighter in your energy this week, okay? So avoid getting really burdened down in fear, in conflict, in things that are going on in the environment. You need to keep it literally this flare energy. It says extend your light-hearted energy to others. Yeah, you need to be light and playful in your love life this week. I feel like, do you know what I'm going to do a bit differently? If I can find the cards, I'm going to just pull a clarifier for partnered and single, how that energy expresses. Okay, so yes, perfect. Thank you, Spirit. So, for those of you who are in committed partnerships, long term partnerships, this flirt and true love energy is talking about, I think your partner's feeling a little bit neglected. Either they feel like either they've got a lot of responsibility on their plate that might be nothing to do with you, like it might not even be about you, or they're just feeling like, they might not even be blaming you in this kind of neglect energy. They might just be needing more in terms of the energetic exchange. So this flirtiness, this lightheartedness, this true love energy is about, just loving up on your partner a bit in a lighthearted way, okay? Not so much like, let's deal with the problems, let's sort this out, what are we doing? It's just more like, I appreciate you, babes. You look so good today. Do you know what I mean? Like, be really playful with them. For those of you who are single or dating, the reason is you've got Nine of Wands and the Page of Wands and the Nine of Swords here. So you're in anxiety. You are in a new journey, group ones who are single. You are on a great path in terms of love. It's a new direction for you, but you're still carrying anxiety about it. And look, anxiety card is here. So you've got anxiety twice. Okay, so whether this is about someone you already know, someone you're connecting with emotionally, or it's someone that you don't know yet and you're just wanting partnership, this anxiety energy is unnecessary baggage as you go down this path. So you need to lighten up this week, okay? Don't take everything so seriously. Your love path is good. You are at the garden and the gate, okay? So you're literally at the threshold, the doorway to something beautiful. But for all single and partner people in group one, you need rest and rejuvenation, okay? So don't take things seriously. Chill out, rest, enjoy yourself this week. Love is building, okay? That's your message. Group two, I'm going to be honest, I feel like group two, one of the main messages for those of you, especially if you're partnered, is that there's too much pressure, or you're putting too much pressure on your partner. Yes. And what about those of you who are single? How is this message manifesting for you? Single and dating? Yeah. So this is how it's going. Some of you are putting too much pressure on your relationship and your partner. If you're single and dating, you're putting too much pressure around the unknown element. You got the moon card, right? So this sense that you don't know what's happening with your love life. You got all these emotions and feelings, but you don't feel like they're getting met, and it's like loaded. You've got retreat. So for some of you, your partner wants a break from you. I'm being honest. They're just like, yo, if I could just get a minute away from this person. Let them have it, okay? They're still a separate person. As no matter how long you've been together, no matter how bonded and merged you are, they are a separate person from you. Give them a break this week, okay? If you are single, this retreat energy is about not applying so much thinking, so much pressure on your love life. Just take a break from worrying about it, basically. Okay, you also have romantic feelings and love yourself first. So for those of you who are single, this is about you having a lot of love to give, maybe happy, like I said, I said I was really in my feelings today, really being in your emotions, but it is like, love yourself first, okay? Just look after you this week. Okay, just like I said, solo sex, take care of yourself, be gentle with you, pleasure yourself. Don't put pressure. You're putting too much weight on the manifestation of your love. If you are partnered, it's really a similar message. Yes, there's love between you. Yes, your partner loves you, okay? But you need to take some of that burden off of your partner in the experience of love that you're having, and really give some of that love to yourself, okay? Just take a little bit more onus on your emotional well-being this particular week. It will yin yang, you know, it will change. Now you have more cards. Caring connections. I feel like there's anxiety in group 2 as well. Those of you who are partnered, I think you're unnecessarily anxious around how your partner feels about you. Now, honestly, if you're listening to this and there are genuine red flags in your relationship, okay, don't take this reading as a cue to ignore it. I'm not talking at all about abusive situations. But for those of you who are dating and seeing someone and you just know that a lot of this is your own trauma or your own fears, maybe anxious attachment coming up, used to not feeling loved, your anxiety is not well founded, okay? There is lots of care in your relationship, and your partner's desire to have a minute from you right now is not them saying, I don't want to fuck with you anymore. Okay, so just leave them alone. Okay, is what I'm saying to you. Okay. Appreciation here. Appreciate their independence. Look, you can see this person is solo. You both need to appreciate your independence here. Okay, cool. Like, just have some balance in the relationship. I feel like doing so will also, you've got daughter spirit, we get this every week. Doing this will also help you balance out your own spiritual path and your own purpose. Okay, receiving more spiritual connection individually, which of course will support your joint partnership. And I feel like there may be some ventures that you that need to be worked on, some creative ventures. So that's for you, that those of you who are single too, this is likely, if you pick number 2, this is likely a week where it's time for you to focus on your own creativity and give the relationship energy a breath, okay, while you work on the visions, the plans that Spirit has given you to get on with. Okay, so like I said, you know, it's not hard energy. We've had some heavier love messages. So not week 3, group 3. let me spread your messages out. You're overthinking, I think. You're definitely overthinking. Some of you are still being affected by the past. Release your ex's hair. So I feel like this is for those of you who are single or in a relationship. Even if you're in a partnership, I feel like the dynamics you've been through in relationships before, we've just come through Mercury retrograde, so exes might have even reached out to you. But I don't think, it doesn't feel to me like still being, okay, let me be fair, you might still be in love with your ex, but it doesn't feel like a pining energy. It doesn't feel like a, let's go back, let me try and leave the situation I'm in for something else. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like the past is on your mind, how it's affected you, what you went through, what you wanted, what you didn't get. I feel like it's a ghost that is in your present relationship right now. Those of you who are in a current relationship, if you are single, it's the same energy. Rather than opening up to something new, rather than actively manifesting new love and partnership, you are in a nostalgic energy. You are thinking about old love, past love, last time someone made you do this, or the last time you laughed, or the last date you went on. You need to release the past, okay? Like, just the thinking about it and the ruminating is not helpful to you right now. You've got to make the effort. So those of you who are single, make the effort to move into your new romantic cycle. Okay, change your sense of style, change the energy in your room, go to some new places. It's literally like change up from the past. Stop bringing the past energy into your future. If you are partnered, this message is about making the effort with your current partner. Don't let the thoughts, the opinions, the experiences, the dynamics of the past dictate to you how and what you do now in this relationship. It's like, make the effort to build what is here in front of you. How you can do that, both groups, is passion. Some of you, this is sex, okay? Just like getting you out of the mental energy, okay? Sex seems to be on the cards a lot this week. So just shifting from the head, okay? Getting back into the body, getting out of the relinquishing control as well, like releasing control through passionate energy. If you're not able to have sex with a partner, and solo sex doesn't necessarily generate that energy for you, then this can be being creatively passionate, but it needs to be something that you really feel inspired or revved up by. Like, so you know, like how dance can make you feel, or even exercise or whatever it is, but it needs to be more fiery. This can help you get out of your head. Also reaffirming to yourself that you deserve love. So I feel like you've got some insecurities creeping around group 3. Like I said, much lighter than the previous weeks. Okay, these are normal things to deal with. So really affirming to yourself that whatever's happening in the past is not the determinator, that's not a word, it's not going to determine your future and what's happening in your relationship now, or potential relationships. So affirming the version of you, who you are now, your capacity to give and receive love now. Now you've got a bit more. Like I said, you had the victory card. So you have been liberated from things of the past. Don't keep going back to it, not even in your mind. You do have the temple path. You're on the right road in terms of your romantic life. Okay, you're on the right path. But you have old attachments here, okay? Whether in the mind, or some of you literally creeping and texting people you don't need to be texting. Listen, don't sabotage what is currently in your life now, whether it's literally your peace or a new relationship, by entertaining frivolous text with some old person that you don't even want to be with anymore, and it's not better than one who you're currently with or who you could be with next. So release those attachments. Yin yang energy, a lot of balancing out. Like I said, you're overthinking, probably overly in the masculine energy right now, so balancing things out, okay? Bringing, and also I feel like also learning how to balance out the dynamics with yourself and the future or current relationship, okay? So mastering the present moment. And you do have strategy card. I'll clarify it. I think, no, I don't need to. This is what you're doing. You're too much in your mind. Too much in your mind. So you might be thinking, is this relationship going to work? Or some of you might even be thinking, oh, well, I can't find love here. Maybe I need to move countries. Too much strategizing. Okay, get out of your head. Okay. Go into the feminine energy. Allow spirit to gift you, to bring to you, to draw to you what is for you. Okay. So overall, I would say the love energy is quite good this week. Much lighter than we've had in previous weeks. I just feel called to pull one overall card for love this week. Well, it was 2. Yeah. 8 of Swords and 4 of Swords. You can be an 8 of Swords if you choose it, all of you, or 1, 2, and 3. If you want to do this with your mental, with your mind, you can. Okay? The Spirit's saying you should instead choose the 4 of Swords, all of us. All of us should be in a state of rest, okay? Peace, trust, faith, acceptance about our love life, wherever you find yourself. And I'm going to have to come back and watch this message several times over because I've not been feeling super peaceful about it all. Okay. So lastly, we're going to do messages for the week by element groups. So fire, earth, water, and air. And then we will be done. I need some water. You have some water too if you can. Hydrate. I am Ahura said number 1 was right on, and Spirit sent me a side eye via 3 also. I'm proud of us actually, because I just feel like it was nowhere near the level of drag that we've had in previous weeks. Okay, so messages for the week by element group. Let's start with fire signs. Love you too, Amber. Let's deep breaths, everyone. So Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Your archetype. What energy are you holding this week? What's coming through for you? Okay, that card went on the floor, but it was for you. Okay. Wow, your cards, you're good though. You're good. You're good. Oh, 22 and 33. You're good. Sorry, I didn't mean to have that reaction. But yo, eye roll is how I actually feel. We'll get to that. Okay, fire signs, air signs, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini archetype, what's coming through for you this week? Nice. Really nice. Beautiful. And then ouch. It seems like the last two groups, you've had like gorgeous cards, and then right at the end, you've had something painful or difficult. Okay, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. What's coming through for the archetype this week? Everyone's, oh no, some of you got 3 cards, but this is 4. Okay, water babies. Nice. You're helping us hold the feminine energy, water signs. Yeah, water signs, you're very important this week. And then earth signs, gang gang, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. What's coming? What's coming through for that archetype? Okay, feels like these 2 cards as well. All right, water signs. Nice. Earth signs, the rest of water, I'm in earth. Nice. Yes. Yes. How interesting. I love this. Can you remind me of this order in case I forget, please? It's fire, because I don't normally do it this order. Fire, air, water, earth. Okay, if I would get lost. Fire, air, water, earth. Maybe someone type it for me. I'll say it one more time. Fire, air, water, earth. Okay. It seems to me like the air signs, no, water and earth signs, which is the feminine energy actually, are holding literal the feminine energy, or holding the waiting, the patience, the trust energy, and then the fire and the air signs, the masculine energy, you all are holding the action, right? Moving things forward. I love the way this comes out. So you can listen for your sun, moon, or rising sign. What I will say is one of these will probably be more dominant for you, and it doesn't have to be your sun sign. So it's typically whatever energy you're living through most strongly right now. I think for me, it probably is going to be Virgo energy that will resonate for me. So the earth message, but like I said, you can listen to it all, but I do think at least one of them will be the more dominant archetype you'll live through, or that you'll be experiencing this week. Oh, stretching the back, stretching the back. Welcome to everyone just coming in. Okay, so fire signs, you've got chaos and conflict. Okay, so this is speaking to the liberation that we're going through, the new cycle that's opening up, dealing with the hurdles of like faith. As you can see, like some things are kind of falling away in this card. Okay, so this is about this really change. Okay, but this can be change that can feel difficult here. I find this really interesting too, that it's in the desert, so we can be feeling like things are barren even as we're being promised new things. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, this is a really important message for you this week. Okay, you're dealing with some big changes, but you need to keep the faith. Okay, you are the archetype that is helping us maintain hope, faith, and optimism. You are blessed, and this chaos and conflict, look at even the similarity in colors, it is bringing through blessings. Okay, blessings come through. Sajmin is bringing through blessings. Okay, you're blessed even in these changes. Now you do have the regeneration card. This is what made me roll my eyes, to be honest, but truth be told, the message is okay. What it is that you may be feeling stripped in this season, fire signs. You may be feeling like you're losing things, or things are receding, reclining, going away. Like you might not be feeling the growth. Sorry, wrong card I was meant to show you, but it is regeneration. Okay, so literally fire energy. Look at that kind of lava at the bottom. Okay, things being burnt to ash to allow regrowth. So you have to maintain faith. And the reason I like doing it this way is because, like I talk about, is an archetype, okay? So you are holding this energy for all of us. You are demonstrating, you are the way shower, let's say. You are the ones that we're going to be looking to and are supporting the whole community in maintaining that energy. So really, when we're doing these elemental messages, you should make sure that you take action on this, okay? Like, make sure then, if you know that's what it's about, then this week, fire signs in your community, in your social media, you should be sharing messages about hope, okay? Maintaining optimism and faith in the face of things that feel like they are being stripped or ending or changing. That's how you can serve the collective. Cool. Who's next? Air signs? Yes. You got the tribe, babies. Okay, so this is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Good energy. Okay, so as you move through, like I said, this is also masculine energy. As you're moving through into this new cycle, you are connecting with people. So remember when I talked before about not leaving people behind, creating kind of community efforts that allows people to feel seen and supported as we all move forward together? It's this kind of energy. This is your tribe. This is you connecting with soul fam, connecting with the right kinds of people that you need in your life. You've also got mending. So I feel like if they've been broken relationships at the family level, at the relationship and sexual intimate level, there is a chance for healing this week. This might just be in the mental space, as in understanding things better, understanding what you might want to do differently, but this can also be communications, working on things together, recognizing the importance of the group and the whole over the individual, right? So being willing to come back together with your tribe. You've also got that higher power card here. Give me a second. It's weird because this is a weird card too. I don't know if you can see the face that's down the bottom underneath the feminine face at the top. What it feels like to me, what I kind of felt and saw was like being in the stomach of God. I feel like you are being held strongly by spirit, and I feel like this week you are the Mercury energy. You are spirit's speaker, worker, healer. So it's really important this week that you do the work of the community, like working on the family, working on the tribe, working on the collective energy. This is for Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, because it's really serving the higher cause, a higher purpose. So make sure you're showing up in that way. The reason it's important is because of this orphan energy here. Again, like I said, it's like positive energy and something difficult. It doesn't feel like it's yours, actually. I feel like there are orphans all around you, people feeling orphaned and alone. And I feel like you have some sort of connection, some sort of safety, stability in your spiritual path or in God specifically. And so you need to, be that source of family for the orphans this week. Okay? So that should be the main vibration, the main focus of what you're putting out in the world this week, okay? Beautiful. Letting people know they're not alone. So that's more the masculine polarity, taking action, going outwards, doing things in the world. Then when we move on to the water signs, we slip into the feminine energy. We've got leg up, water babies, okay? So Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, you're being supported this week. You need help. I think last week water signs might have had storm warning. I think, if I'm correct, I was air signs and water signs, I think. But if you've been going through something a bit difficult, you're just needing help, this is a confirmation that help is available to you. You've got yin, which is literally the feminine energy, water signs, okay? So again, like I said, more rest, more play, more relaxation, not pushing and trying to get things done, but being creative, doing things on the spiritual level, okay? So if you have spiritual practices where you do root work or you do any kind of ritual work, this is the week for it. obviously use your own intuition, your own guidance about how, what, when, and where. But even if you don't do spiritual ritual or practice, this is about being in the allowing energy, right? So the simplest way to think about the feminine energy is releasing your need to control everything, being more in trust, being more in flow, and sensing within your own body, within your own intuition, what needs to happen and when and at what pace. Okay, that's important for you, because you've got the between two worlds, and you've also got the TikTok. So water signs, you're the archetype that's helping us with the timing issue, right? The timing of things. You know, when I was talking about feeling like we've waited so long for things to manifest or things to happen in our lives, so Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, you are the energies this week that's helping us all continue to maintain as we're between the ending and the beginning of things. Okay, so the timing, divine timing, often, like I said, being outside of our control. We can't control the timing of things. Knowing that we are receiving help and support when needed, but that we do have to continue to walk this line between what is ending and what is starting. And that's your truth to maintain for all of us this week and beyond. And then earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. You got serendipity, which I love. This is blessings, unexpected blessings, alignment, things just happening out of the blue. Again, feminine energy. This is not you going out and making it happen. This is you literally receiving blessing out of the blue. I'm loving the aesthetic of this card. You all know I'm in love with green right now anyway. Green and pink, because pink is my favorite aesthetic combination. So yes, lots of just like sporadic blessing. Okay, that's for us, earth signs. You also got time to nap. You need to rest. Some of you might be getting like ideas as spring starts coming forward, and you might start wanting to like go hard and start working yourself into the ground again. Okay, don't go back to those old habits. Rest, time for a nap, chill. Okay, because that's the state in which you receive this stuff. This rest isn't also just about physical rest, it's about mental rest, peace, rest in the soul and spirit, trust. You've got here and now, okay? So not in the past, not in the future, earth signs, okay? Let go of what's happened. Don't be grasping too much about what you want to come. Right now, just be in your day to day. It is literally like chop wood energy, right? Just get on with the day to day, being that restful energy. You're welcome, Grace. Because you have co-create. So earth signs, you are the archetype that is teaching us and demonstrating to us how we yin yang with spirit, right? How we work with the unseen and the seen. God's part, our ancestors' part, our part, okay? Sometimes it's time to work, sometimes it's time to allow. And we are the archetype this week and beyond that is going to show people what it looks like to not have to overexert ourselves, stress ourselves out, demand things to happen, but that we can be in the flow and receive. It's not even unexpected because we know these lessons are coming. It's just like out of the blue, right? Like just by, I don't even know how to describe it. Okay, but yes, that's the energy. And my loves, that brings us to the end of our tarot therapy for the week. Yeah, I've been here for an hour and a half, so that's about how long we go every week. I was saying last week that whenever I come to the end, I don't want to go, I want to hang out. Actually, today I'm tired. But I was thinking I might bring snacks and just like chill and talk and stuff. But yeah, that's it. How are you all feeling? You're so welcome. I'm seeing all the hearts. Anything you want to say about any of the messages you've heard today, how you're feeling about the week? How do you plan to take action, particularly on those element messages? Sis, go chill. I'm going to watch the rest of Real Housewives of Atlanta after this. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to eat again. I'm not like, whilst I don't believe in being gluttonous, I believe that I should just listen to my body. If it wants food, it can have it. So I'm going to eat again. I've got banana cake left over that I baked, so I'm going to have some of that. You're welcome, everyone thanking me. And what about for the rest of the week? Really being in the here and now, being the co-creative energy. I think I'm going to be creative this week, as in like really making things, because I think that's going to help me to not be trying to control things and not worrying about the timing of things. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to make some bath bombs for us. I might do some new candles. Also, actually, I have some new projects that I'm wanting to create. Food helps, rest girl. um, so I think tomorrow I might kind of work on some graphic design and stuff. So I think this week, in terms of me being present, trusting in that earth sign message that came through and co-creating, I think I'm going to lean into the creative energy and not stress so much about the future. Okay, so here's another commitment. I'm not gonna ask any questions. Ooh, can I really do this? All right, here's my commitment, Spirit. Between now and Friday, I'm not going to ask even once about those security questions. I'm not going to ask. I'm going to allow. Okay, that's my commitment to myself to really live out that message. What are you guys saying to me? Housewives of Atlanta, thank you for the reminder, for the message. Never going to rest and check on the orphans around me. Yeah, look after those orphans and use Love Galore to enjoy. Areta has been feeling unwell and I've cancelled all clients, very unlike me. So that earth energy is a big boy confirmation. Yeah, look after your little angel baby, rest up, just be in the flow. And I hope and pray that you have, I believe you do have like really patient, compassionate, understanding clients, as all of you are for me, man. It was really wonderful when I made that transition, and I'm now in a space that everyone that I work with just has mad love and respect for me and is just really flexible and understanding. There was a time before when that was not the case. Thank you, God, for liberating me from that. You know, we're not here to be at people's beck and call. I serve spirit first and foremost. So many synchronicities from the moon message. So glad, Samel, so glad. Yes, they do, even more so since having a baba. Oh, beautiful. And a beautiful baby do you have. My gosh, she is so precious. I dreamt about a baby yesterday, actually. Wasn't my, well, I didn't give birth to this baby. I adopted or was fostering this baby. Just really precious child. I was low-key overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot. I think at one point I was really struggling with this pram. There was a lot going on in that dream. But yeah, it wasn't a child I gave birth to, but I think I was in the process of adopting this little baby. You dreamt about a baby too. Interesting. Anyone have baby dreams on the full moon? Do you know what? It did make me feel that, because I've been talking about this, like feeling quite ambivalent around becoming a mother, and have been for many years in my life, mainly because of trauma, this life and past. And I feel like there's been that big healing of the mother archetype for me. And I was saying to my friend Tamil that I am in tropical astrology, Cancer rising, and Virgo, Sun and Moon, which are the mother archetypes in the zodiac. So it's like, it's so interesting that I have all of this kind of mother archetype or maternal energy that I feel quite disconnected from, or is that is kind of broken. But I feel like in recent weeks that's really been healing. Being creative has been healing that. And I feel like even dreaming about the baby whilst I didn't give birth to it, I feel like it's like that step in that energy opening up for me, and me becoming ready to welcome the possibility of becoming a mother. What else are you all saying? What? Sorry, you shocked me. You dreamt about a breech birth. Gosh, that sounds distressing. Um, what else are you guys saying? I'm lightening up, rest and ground via my plants and gardening, less ruminating and dwelling on the past situations. Good. I dreamt that I was very protective over a person interested in maybe needing protection at this time. Sandy said I did. It was about being pregnant with twins, and I'm a twin. Interesting. So, some of this pregnancy energy that we're dreaming about can just be the new beginning energy that's been coming through. But for others of us, it may really be pregnancies, babies. Okay. You dreamt of babies a lot before Areta. So Amber, you trying to get pregnant again? Are we adding to the family, the brood? It wasn't gory. It was like a sketch-like dream. Okay. Well, maybe the feet coming out or hanging out also was like a root, right? Like maybe that baby's coming to heal some root chakra stuff. For me, she said for me. Do you know what? I welcome it. I am open. I am open to having a little baby. So, shout out to my what's underneath that t-shirt. I will work on some creative designs and see if I can get that ready for us. Remember that I have restocked Love Galore and Rest and Repair on the website. They're £5 each. If you are wanting a 30-minute personal reading with me, you can get that on the website, nicoleblack.com /shop. And I don't know when, but I am doing the pay what you want live readings by donation, which I love. It's so fun. It's been a dope energy. So I'll see when Spirit tells me to do that again. Amber says I'll be a beautiful mama. I hope so. They are not our healers, but they do heal us. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I was actually thinking about conscious parenting actually earlier today and how that would look and feel different, to have the level of awareness that we have, to be actively trying to heal, to be the best kind of parent, but also understanding the spiritual needs of the child as well as the physical and emotional and everything else. I think, yeah, it's kind of dope. We'll see. We shall see. I'm also curious about what that does. Actually, Amber, before I go, how have you found it? Because I know a lot of women say after they give birth, they notice like a change in the way, well, readers, practitioners, a change in their intuition and how they channel or receive messages, especially for doing tarot work, etc. So I'm quite curious about what that would be like. And to me, it makes sense because it's literally like a portal opening for your whole body. So, also off the baby talk, I miss Mercury in Pisces. I really can't wait for it to go back. In previous Mercury Pisces transits, I haven't liked it. I found it too vague, and I've been like really in my holding on to my Virgo need for detail. This last transit was incredible. Like this was my favorite Mercury retrograde ever, and I just felt like it was one long conversation with Spirit, and I felt the move. I felt that move into Aquarius, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it as much. It feels. I feel like it doesn't feel as easy flowing. It does. I'm just like, oh, I miss that open tap. It's giving me appreciation for you, Pisces, because yeah, this Aquarius, Mercury Aquarius energy just feels a bit spacey. So I'm looking forward to Mercury going back through Pisces. And then yeah, like we just have to transit. Every energy has something to offer us, I guess. So I'm gonna need to lean in and figure out what this Mercury in Aquarius can gift me in this moment, because I want Pisces back. Amber says yes, it's stronger, but you're very protective of what to share because it can get blunt. Interesting. Well, my lovelies, I see all the hearts. I'm going to go chill. It's also constant, like more so than it's already is. Interesting. Yes, it's like the Pisces energy of being a psychic. That's what I want. So I need to have a baby to get there. Because I love it. I just thought like this Pisces psychic energy was mwah, and I want it back. So if I have to have a whole child, I'm down. Love Nat says I'm an Aquarius with Mercury and Pisces. I told you, babe, it's great. It's really, really great. I like that energy. All right, my darlings. I am going to, and you have Cancer in your chart, Cancer rising. Yes, I'm going to go eat some cake and some dinner, both, and watch the rest of Real Housewives, because yeah, this episode has been something. And I love you. Thank you for joining me. I will post this on my YouTube channel probably tomorrow morning so that you can kind of watch it in your own time, take notes, catch up on the full message. I adore you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Take care.